So in this video, I'm going to show you how to use an MQTT client to trigger serverless functions, and I'll be using Azure Functions for demonstration. Okay, so I've got this industrial controller that is reading the temperature sensor data from this temperature probe that is connected to the analog input module. Okay, so we've got an industrial controller, which is an MQTT client. And then here on the cloud, we've got an IoT Hub. And we've also got Azure Functions, which is a serverless platform that allows you to write pieces of code that run in response to something happening. This trigger could be a timer, an HTTP request, or an IoT Hub message. Now, since Azure IoT Hub is essentially an MQTT broker, it means that we can trigger this serverless code by publishing an MQTT message to the IoT Hub from our client. To demonstrate the concept, we're going to write a simple C# function that sends an email notification. Okay, so I'm going to begin by creating my Azure IoT Hub. So I'll click on create a resource. Then I'll select Internet of Things. And then here I'll select IoT Hub. And then I'll give my IoT Hub a name. And then I'll click on create. So I'll click here to go to the resource. Okay, now the next thing that I'm going to do is to create an IoT device under my IoT Hub. And to do that, I'll scroll down and select IoT devices. And then I'll click on new. So I'll give my device a name and then I'll click on save. Now to start publishing MQTT messages to my IoT Hub MQTT broker from my device, there are 6 details that I need to have. So I'll put the URL of my IoT Hub MQTT broker here, which is the name of my IoT Hub.azuredevices.net with SSL. And then the port number for secure MQTT communication is 8883. And the client ID is the name of my device, and the username is the URL of my IoT Hub / the name of my device, which is my Groove Epic. So we're going to come back to the password in a moment. For now, I'll put my topic. So this is the standard topic definition for IoT Hub MQTT broker, which is devices / name of device / messages / events, and then you can go on to extend the topic. Okay, now back to our password. So our password is essentially our authentication token. Now to generate that authentication token, we must use our IoT Hub connection string. So I'll go back to my Azure portal, and then I'll go to my shared access policies, and then I'll select IoT Hub owner policy, and then here I'll copy my connection string. Okay, and then I'll open up my Device Explorer utility. So here I'll paste my IoT Hub connection string, update, and then under the management tab, now to generate the token, I highlight the device and then click on SAS token and then click generate. And then I'll go ahead and copy my authentication token. So this is what I'm going to use as my password. So now let's head over to the browser and access the Node-RED editor, which is running on my controller. So basically here I've got a flow that reads the temperature from the temperature sensor connected to the analog input module. And because the temperature is in Fahrenheit, I'm using the function block to convert that to degrees Celsius. And then after that, I've got another function block that checks to see if the temperature is above 25 degrees Celsius. If it is, it will send the temperature value to output 1, and if not, it will send that to output 2. Now output 1 is connected to an MQTT node, which allows us to configure our controller as an MQTT client. So I'll double click on the node to configure it. So first of all, our port number is 8883, and then for the server here, I'll copy this URL. And then I'll also copy the client ID. And then we'll go on to the security tab So here I'll copy the username and then I'll paste it here, and then I'll also copy my authentication token and put it under password. Okay, and then I'll click on update, and then finally I'll copy my topic definition and paste it here, and then I'll click on done. Okay, now let's go ahead and create an Azure function that will be triggered by our MQTT message. So now I'm on my Azure portal homepage, and it's possible to create and test Azure functions on the Azure portal by searching for and selecting function app and then clicking on add. Now this will provide you with an interface to configure your function app and a code editor to build your functions. However, the experience of building a business application is so much better when you use Visual Studio IDE. Okay, so I'll open my Visual Studio, click on create a new project, and we'll search for cloud, and then we'll select Azure Functions here, click on next, and then I'll call this my Azure Functions. Okay, and then I'll click create, and then here I'll select empty and then click on create. Okay, so my Azure Functions project has been successfully created. So I'll go ahead and create my first Azure Functions on this project. So I'll do that by right clicking my project and selecting add new Azure function, and then I'll call this MQTT trigger function, and then I'll click on add. I'll select the IoT Hub trigger. Okay, so here I have to put the name that will hold my connection string settings, and then here under path I'll make sure that we're reading the temperature topic, and then I'll click on OK. Okay, so this is the function that gets triggered when an MQTT message is published to the broker. But first of all, I need to make sure that my Azure function is pointing to the right MQTT broker. So to do that, I'll go into my settings, and then here I'll create a value called connection string, which I set up earlier, and then I'll go back to my Azure portal, select my IoT Hub. So I'll go to built-in endpoints, and then I'll copy this connection string here, and then I'll paste it right here. Okay, so my Azure function is now connected to my IoT Hub MQTT broker. Okay, so from here I'll add my method for sending the email. Okay, so basically this method receives a temperature as a string, and then I send the email, and then this is the message body, this is the subject line, the Gmail SMTP settings, and these are my user credentials for my email. Okay, so I'll call this method from our triggered function, and I'll pass on this message body. Okay, and then here I'll comment this out for now, and then we might want to log that information to see that we're actually sending an email. Okay, so I'll go ahead and run my functions. Okay, so my application is started running. Now I'm gonna go to my Node-RED. So I'll inject this. So you see our temperature is currently reading 21 degrees Celsius. So I'll warm it up a bit to be above 25. And then if I inject again. Okay, so our temperature is now reading 38 degrees Celsius. And then here we see our email has been sent. So if we go to the Gmail here, you see I've received this email, which is trigger caused by high value of temperature at 38 degrees Celsius. So if you found this video useful, please press the like button and don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel to get more IoT videos like this as they come out.